Have you ever reacted strongly to something small and later wondered, why did that affect me so deeply? The truth is uncomfortable but powerful. You're not reacting to the present moment alone. You're reacting to memories your mind never fully released. Past hurts don't disappear when we ignore them. They echo, quietly, invisibly, and they shape how you love, how you fight, how you trust, and how you protect yourself today. This isn't weakness, it's emotional memory at work. What if the anger, fear, or distance you feel right now isn't about who's in front of you, but about who hurt you before? Once you understand this, everything changes. Your reactions start to make sense, your patterns become clear, and healing finally becomes possible. Emotional echoes are the invisible fingerprints of our past experiences, quietly influencing how we feel, react, and connect in the present. Long after an event has ended, the emotional residue it leaves behind can continue to shape our inner world. A harsh word spoken years ago, a betrayal that broke trust, or a moment of abandonment we never fully processed can all linger beneath the surface. These memories don't always return as clear thoughts. Instead, they emerge as sudden reactions, defensiveness, fear, withdrawal, or overwhelming emotion that seems out of proportion to the moment. Many people believe they are simply too sensitive or overreacting without realizing that their nervous system is responding to old emotional data. The mind and body remember what the conscious mind tries to forget. Emotional echoes are not signs of weakness, they are signs of survival. At some point, your reactions helped protect you. Understanding this reframes self-judgment into self-compassion. When we begin to recognize that present emotions may be rooted in past pain, we take the first step toward awareness. Awareness does not erase the past, but it allows us to respond rather than react. It opens the door to healing by helping us see that our current emotional intensity often has a history, and that history deserves understanding, not suppression. Past hurts often shape our reactions through patterns we unconsciously repeat. The brain is designed to predict danger based on previous experiences, so when a current situation resembles an old wound, even slightly, it activates the same emotional alarm system. A raised voice might trigger fear rooted in childhood conflict. Emotional distance from a partner may awaken abandonment wounds from a past relationship. These reactions happen fast, before logic has time to intervene. What makes emotional echoes particularly powerful is their subtlety. They don't announce themselves as memories. Instead, they feel like immediate truth. You feel rejected, unsafe, or unworthy, even if the present situation does not objectively justify that intensity. Over time, these patterns can strain relationships and self-esteem. People may accuse you of being guarded, reactive, or distant without understanding the emotional history driving those behaviors. Recognizing these patterns requires honest self-reflection. It means asking not just, "What am I feeling?" but "Where have I felt this before?" This question can reveal emotional connections across time, helping you trace current reactions back to their origins. Once identified, patterns lose some of their power. You begin to see that the present moment is not the past repeating itself, but an opportunity to respond differently. Unresolved pain often hides in the body, influencing reactions even when the mind believes it has moved on. Trauma research shows that emotional experiences are stored not just as memories, but as physical sensations: tightness, rapid heartbeat, shallow breathing. When a present trigger activates these sensations, the body reacts first. This explains why people sometimes feel overwhelmed without knowing why. Emotional echoes bypass rational thought and move straight into physiological response. You might freeze during conflict, feel an urge to escape, or experience sudden anger without clear cause.
These reactions once served as coping mechanisms. At some point, they helped you survive emotional threat. The problem arises when outdated responses continue to operate in safe environments. The body hasn't learned that the danger has passed. Healing requires reconnecting the body to the present. Techniques like mindful breathing, grounding exercises, and emotional regulation help signal safety to the nervous system. By learning to calm the body, you create space for conscious choice. Emotional echoes soften when the body learns it no longer needs to stay on constant alert. This process takes patience, but it allows reactions to become more proportionate and intentional over time. Emotional echoes also influence how we interpret others' intentions. Past wounds can distort perception, causing neutral behaviors to feel threatening. Someone forgetting to reply may be interpreted as rejection. Constructive feedback may feel like personal criticism. These interpretations are shaped by earlier experiences, where similar situations resulted in pain. The mind fills in gaps using old narratives. I'm not important, people always leave, or I'm never good enough. These beliefs operate quietly, coloring how we see the world. Over time, they become self-fulfilling. If you expect rejection, you may withdraw emotionally, prompting distance from others that confirms your belief. Breaking this cycle requires challenging automatic interpretations. This doesn't mean denying your feelings, but questioning the story behind them. Asking, "What else could this mean?" introduces flexibility into rigid emotional responses. It creates room for curiosity instead of certainty. When you separate past meaning from present facts, you reclaim agency over your emotional world. You learn that feelings are signals, not verdicts, and interpretation can change the emotional outcome. Relationships are often where emotional echoes become most visible. Intimacy naturally activates vulnerability, which can awaken unresolved wounds. Fear of abandonment may lead to clinging or control. Fear of being hurt may cause emotional distance or self-sabotage. These behaviors are rarely conscious choices. They are protective strategies developed long ago. Unfortunately, they can push people away, reinforcing the very fears they were meant to prevent. Healing in relationships requires recognizing these patterns without shame. Vulnerability begins with self-awareness, naming triggers, understanding emotional reactions, and communicating needs clearly. When partners understand that reactions are rooted in past pain rather than present intent, empathy grows. Healthy relationships can become spaces of repair, where old wounds slowly lose their grip. This process requires patience, boundaries, and emotional honesty. It also requires self-responsibility, acknowledging that while others may trigger reactions, healing is an internal journey. When emotional echoes are addressed with compassion, relationships shift from battlegrounds of defense to opportunities for growth and connection. Childhood experiences play a significant role in shaping emotional echoes. Early relationships teach us what to expect from others and how safe it is to express emotion. Inconsistent care, criticism, or emotional neglect can create lasting impressions. Children adapt by suppressing needs, becoming hypervigilant, or seeking validation through achievement. These adaptations may bring success in adulthood, but often come at an emotional cost. As adults, we may struggle with boundaries, self-worth, or emotional expression without understanding why. Emotional echoes from childhood are powerful because they were formed before we had language or choice. Healing them requires reparenting ourselves, learning to meet emotional needs with kindness rather than judgment. This includes validating feelings, setting healthy limits, and practicing self-soothing. When we provide ourselves the safety we lacked, emotional reactions begin to stabilize. The past doesn't disappear, but its influence becomes gentler and more manageable. Suppressing emotional echoes does not make them disappear. It often intensifies them. Many people cope by avoiding feelings, staying busy, or numbing discomfort. While these strategies may provide short-term relief, emotional unresolved pain eventually resurface, often in unexpected ways. Anxiety, irritability, burnout, or emotional disconnection can all be signs of unprocessed pain. Healing requires allowing emotions to exist without immediate reaction or suppression. This means creating space to feel without judgment. Journaling, therapy, and reflective practices help bring unconscious emotions into awareness. When emotions are acknowledged, they lose their urgency. They no longer need to shout to be heard. Processing past pain doesn't mean reliving it endlessly. It means integrating it into your story without letting it control your present. Emotional echoes soften when they are listened to rather than silenced. Self-compassion is a powerful tool in transforming emotional echoes. Many people respond